One key to business success is to borrow a proven idea from a different market, one that you know is working, and adapt it to your industry. In our case, we're going to talk about real estate investing, specifically the investment properties business model. First, in looking at the real estate investing model, I know firsthand people that are still making money buying and selling real estate, and some are doing very well. However, you are at the forefront of a major shift that is about to take place in the next 5 years. Buying and selling virtual real estate is going to become as common as buying and selling physical real estate. I also predict that virtual real estate sales could surpass physical real estate sales in the number of transactions in the next 10 years. Don't miss out on this huge opportunity to be a part of a new and exciting way of making money. Back to the proven business model number one, flipping real estate. Let's say there was a 5-unit apartment building that you wanted to get into. To purchase that building, as a general rule of thumb, you would pay 10 years, roughly, of the collected rent of that property to purchase. If monthly revenues were $800 per unit times 5 units, you would have a total value of the property of $480,000. In today's market, you need a minimum of 20% down to acquire an investment property like this, or $96,000. If you're going to flip this property, which is the business model we are looking at, you'll want to increase the value of the property before you turn around and sell it again. For simplicity's sake, let's say you decide to use one method of increasing the value. You raise the rent $150 per month, which could cost up to $30,000 in renovations to do so. So the total out-of-pocket to this point is $126,000. But now you have a total value of the property of $950 per unit per month, or $570,000. So you turn around and sell the property for this amount, and after the money you put into the deal and less commissions, you net $31,500. Not bad if you held it for 1 year. You'd have a 25% return on investment, ROI. And if you included the monthly rents, less a payment on the property you had of a couple $1,000s a month, you'd have a 55.3% ROI. In today's market, most investors would be excited about a 25% ROI. Now, let's look at the virtual real estate market. In order to generate the same monthly revenue, you need a site producing $4,000 per month. Many sites you go to will sell sites for about 10 times monthly revenue, or $48,000. You aren't going to need to finance a site like this as you would in physical real estate at only $48,000. Also, keep in mind, this is a relatively expensive site compared to the average sale price on sites with one of the common site flipping brokers out there ranges around $900 per site. That being said, if you also decide to increase the value of the site, you can make a few changes to increase the percentage, as you would have in the other scenario, to get to $750 a month. The nice thing is the cost of renovation on a website is minimal in comparison to physical real estate. We've spent just $500 on several sites to improve the revenue. For this site, let's say we spend $2,000. So now your total out-of-pocket is just $50,000. You now have a site generating $4,750 per month, and if you look to sell the site at 15 times monthly revenue, which we can teach you how to do in our course, versus the 10 times monthly revenue, you'd have a site worth $71,250. After commissions, you net $23,250. This type of deal could be done in just a month or two with a virtual real estate property, but let's say it takes you 6 months. You would realize a return on investment of 92.04%, and with the monthly income included, you would be at 207% return on investment. Now compare that to 25%. Even if you don't have the money to buy and flip a site like this, do you think you could find an investor that would be interested in a deal that's paying 207% ROI? I think so too. Now, a second business model that is similar to the first, but instead of flipping, you are going to buy and hold. You are looking for cash flow instead of a one-time payday. In this scenario, the same occurs as in the last scenario for purchasing the site. But instead of putting money in to flip the site, you are now looking for the occupancy percentage to keep the rents up throughout the year. And you're looking for 100% throughout the year. Let's assume you're able to keep the property full for the first year, and you collect all $4,000 per month without paying out more than, say, 20% for a property management company and repairs. That would be grossing right around $3,200 per month. Of course, you'll have a mortgage payment, let's say of $2,500 with taxes and insurance. So your net is $700 per month, or $8,400 for the year. This would give you an 8.75% return on investment. Now, the numbers within these examples aren't as important as the ROI. So just focus in on the return on investment at 8.75%. Now, in the virtual real estate market of buy and hold, you pay half the amount up front to buy the website or to buy the same amount of income. So $48,000 is now what you pay to get $4,000 a month in income. You don't have to worry about an occupancy percentage or repairs with the website, but let's say you have a 5% of some kind of maintenance on the site to keep it going. That would provide you $3,800, and without a payment for the loan on this site, because there wouldn't be one, you net $3,800 or $45,600 per year. Now, that provides a 95% return on investment. So what looks better? $96,000 up front to have to come up with, or $48,000 up front to purchase the website, and 8.75% return on investment, or 95% return on investment? I think the answers are obvious. Are you ready to start buying and selling websites today? Well, don't click the Join Now button just quite yet. I want to walk you through one more scenario first. Third business model is brought to you by a well-known and very rich investor, Warren Buffett. Buffett is an investor I respect a great deal. Aside from his obvious talent at money management, he's probably one of the most simple-minded investors on Wall Street, and that's meant to be a compliment. Buffett's whole investing strategy is centered around buying businesses he understands and that have a track record of success. He doesn't start new businesses, he buys them undervalued. You see, Buffett is in the business of buying businesses. He looks for compelling valuations, a good price, an established history, a good track record, and some form of disconnect in the market. He has to identify something other investors don't see or choose not to see. But to have Buffett's track record, you can't simply just do business by what sounds like the definition of a smart move. Anyone can sit here and tell you to buy low and sell high, but when you look at how Buffett treats his purchases, you can start to have a glimpse into the secret of his success. In a recent interview he did with CNN, Buffett was asked what was the difference between an investor like him and private equity firms. He replied, well, private equity buys businesses to sell them. Now, they may not sell them for 5 years. When they go in, they have what they call an exit strategy. I don't have an exit strategy. I have an entrance strategy. But I have no exit strategy. I want to be here 100 years from now. I won't be, but the businesses will be as part of Berkshire. So we are buying to keep. We're not running a business. We're buying to own, and that changes everything. Now, did you get that? I have an entrance strategy, but no exit strategy. We're buying to own, and that changes everything. Literally, that gave me chills. Did you catch the secret? I have an entrance strategy, but I have no exit strategy. We're buying to own, and that changes everything. When do you make money, according to Buffett? That's right. You make money when you enter the deal or when you buy. Let's repeat that. You make money when you buy. There's one more strategy out there, and it's one that a lot of people ask me about. They want to know, is there any other secrets out there for buying and selling websites? And yes, and there are a few out there, and probably my favorite one is a way to find websites to buy, and it's a complete process we teach you in the Buying and Selling Websites training program and in our mastermind group. One thing you'll start to notice when browsing some of the websites out there in the marketplaces is that most of the good businesses go fast. You have to be on the ball or risk missing out on the opportunity of buying a site. This causes some people not to do the due diligence needed to know they aren't being scammed and they're getting a good multiple on the site. So people move quickly and make dumb decisions, very frankly. The technique we teach and use was developed to combat that and to locate websites to buy that no other buyer knows exist. It's so powerful and so unique that I cannot talk about it right here, but there is a very specific approach you must take when you use this technique. And each buying and selling websites member, as part of our training programs and in our mastermind group, has access to all the training templates and resources for using this extremely powerful method to buy websites. So now go ahead and click the button in the upper right and join today for buying and selling websites. And we look forward to seeing you in our forum.